And now, from 12 Studios, this is News 12 Now.
Today is Friday, September 13th. Welcome to News 12 Now. I'm Kylee Dedmon. New this afternoon, a stabbing in Ada leaves one man seriously injured and another in jail. It happened at an apartment complex on South Cherry Street. A report from Ada Police states 35-year-old Darren Hamilton told them he stabbed Marcus Jacobs in self-defense, claiming Jacobs attacked him because he's a sex offender. During a physical fight, Hamilton allegedly stabbed Jacobs with a large knife. Jacobs had to be flown into an Oklahoma City hospital. Hamilton was arrested on charges of assault with intent to kill. Changes are underway in Oklahoma related to the state's overdose prevention efforts. The Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services says vending machines distributing naloxone and fentanyl test strips will be removed by the end of the month. They say the vending machines didn't get the expected outcomes and were less cost-effective than anticipated. However, they say both resources will still be available statewide, free of charge. The vending machines will be replaced with marketing posters featuring QR codes that will provide information on how to get the products in person or by mail. A reminder that tomorrow is Election Day in Sherman. Voters will decide who will fill the Sherman City Council District 1 seat. It was left vacant by Sean Tiemann, who is officially Sherman's mayor-elect. Clay Barnett, Casey Rivas, and Sandra Melton are vying for the position. Polls will be open from 7 to 7 for the special election.
Well, Texoma got treated to another fairly cool morning, especially in southern Oklahoma. Look at some of these lows. 50s, and Colgate was the winner. The chilliest spot at 53 degrees. Even south of the Red River, we had a couple locations dip briefly into the upper 50s. So hopefully you enjoyed it while it lasts, because especially if you're a fan of fall-like weather, it's already gone. And we are warming up quickly this afternoon, upper 70s to lower 80s already out there. And we have some beautiful weather on the way for Friday night football. So we're going to be in the 80s at kickoff, maybe a few higher clouds drifting in. We'll see ultimately, but generally speaking, we're staying clear. And then games end 70s. So fair, but a bit on the warmer side of things. Just make sure you're staying hydrated. But we're heating up through the rest of this weekend. And are we looking at any weekend rain chances here? Yeah, we'll let you know coming up here in just a little bit. And honestly, the heat not expected to go anywhere anytime soon. So we're going to break it all down in the full forecast here in a minute. But back to you, Kylie.
All right, thank you, Brian. Trenton ISD will continue activities this evening after the district canceled school today due to a potential threat report. Superintendent Jeremy Strickland released a notice saying after investigating, the school administration and police department have determined that there is no longer a potential threat. Trenton ISD will resume their homecoming activities tonight and through the weekend. School officials also state students can wear their homecoming spirit attire on Monday. And Waurika Public Schools also received a potential threat today, according to the Waurika Public Police Department. The police department says, quote, following an extensive investigation, it is determined that the threat is non-viable, end quote. And speaking about school threats, an arrest has been made in connection to the online threats that shut down a school in Bryan County. Colbert Superintendent Taylor Matlock sent a message to parents yesterday morning stating that the threat was deemed not credible, but that someone has been arrested. No details have been released on the suspect. Matlock says schools will resume today, and we're following the story and will bring you the updates as we get them. Well, you're going to want to pay extra close attention next time you pay at the pump. A customer spotted a credit card skimmer when he went to fill up gas in Bells yesterday. News 12's Talia Munson takes a closer look at what he found.
I knew exactly what it was the second I seen it.
This Bells man, who asked to remain anonymous, tells me he's a regular at this gas station.
Pulled up to it, got out, and I swiped my card.
But he says something was off.
I swiped it and I felt it with my hand. It just didn't feel normal. And whenever I looked at the screen, no, I've never seen this.
It wasn't just the odd message on the screen.
It looked that shiny new. I was like, I looked at the other one, it wasn't new, so that just, it killed everything. I was like, I'm getting out of here.
Still needing gas, he tried a different pump with a more familiar card reader.
I looked at it, I crouched down, and I got in close to this one. And I looked and I said, oh my God, that thing over there is not supposed to be there.
So he trusted his suspicions.
I just put my key in there, started prying, and it kind of moved, but it kind of didn't. So my mind went backwards and thought, maybe this is normal. Maybe it's supposed to be here and this is just an upgraded thing. But I just kept prying like an idiot, and sure enough, that thing came right off.
He turned in the skimmer to the cashier.
It was designed to do exactly what it did. A full aluminum piece of metal to fit into that cubby, but not protrude far enough to catch somebody's attention.
And while the skimmer may have been removed, according to the mayor of Bells, police are still investigating.
It's just one of those freak deals.
Mayor Joe Paul Smith says the store tells him they do checks on the pumps every day. But for extra caution, most people
go inside and pay either with cash or with card, but they do it inside where the card machine is more regularly noticed if a skimmer would be put on it.
Smith says if you notice any fraudulent charges from any gas stations on your bank statements, contact your local police. In Bells, Talea Munson, News 12.
The Texas Department of Transportation is warning drivers about a scam involving toll tags. Customers report receiving text messages saying they have a balance due or is past due and include a link to make payments. Again, this is a scam. TxDOT says it doesn't send customers text messages about a payment. Oklahomans will have a chance to vote on whether to steadily increase the state's minimum wage to $15 an hour, but not until 2026. Governor Kevin Stitt signed an executive order this week placing state question 832 on the primary election ballot in June of 2026. Supporters who gathered enough signatures to place the question before voters criticized the governor for waiting so long to let people vote on the issue. Oklahoma's minimum wage is currently $7.25. More than 33,000 Boeing union workers are now on strike after they overwhelmingly rejected Boeing's contract offer. This is the latest in a series of crises at the company this year. Chris Van Cleve reports from Phoenix.
Boeing machinists spent the night walking the picket line in Everett. 96% of union workers voted to strike after rejecting Boeing's contract offer.
Our contract's been overdue for the past 2 years, and I believe we deserve way better because without us, there's no Boeing.
The strike will essentially halt Boeing production lines in the Seattle area, including work on the 737 MAX. The rejected deal included a 25% wage increase for all employees, a $3,000 lump sum payment, enhanced retirement plans, lowered employee health care costs, plus 12 weeks of paid parental leave. It also included a major union demand, building the next new airplane in the Puget Sound area with union workers. But the machinists wanted to see a 40% raise and a return of pensions, which is a no-go for the company.
We're just trying to make a living, and we're hoping that Boeing sees that and comes to an agreement with us.
Boeing has already seen major setbacks this year, including the panel that blew out of one of its passenger jets and its troubled Starliner trip to space. The company now risks losing up to $1 billion a week as long as the strike continues.
The longer this drags on, it also delays deliveries of airplanes that are already late to major customers like United and Southwest, and that disrupts their ability to run their business.
In a statement, Boeing said the company remains committed to resetting our relationship with employees and the union, adding it is ready to get back to the table to reach a new agreement. Chris Van Cleve, CBS News.
In the race for the White House, former President Donald Trump says he will not have a second debate against Vice President Kamala Harris. Both candidates were back on the campaign trail yesterday and again today, where they are campaigning on opposite sides of the country. Caitlin Huey-Burns is following the race.
Are we going to do this, North Carolina? Yeah.
Campaigning in North Carolina for the first time since her debate with Donald Trump, Vice President Kamala Harris welcomed another one.
2 nights ago, Donald Trump and I had our first debate. And I believe we owe it to the voters to have another debate.
But in Tucson, Arizona, Trump said after debating President Biden in June and Harris this week, he's done.
There will be no third debate.
Some rallygoers we spoke with said Trump should focus on the task at hand.
Forget about everything that she's doing. Just talk about what you do, what you do best, how you're going to get in front of people, what your platform is, because he'll win on that.
During that campaign stop, Trump unveiled a new economic policy, pledging to end all taxes on overtime pay.
The people who work overtime are among the hardest working citizens in our country.
But the proposal would need congressional approval, and Trump didn't detail how it would work or be paid for. The former president also repeated his false claim about Haitian migrants in Springfield, Ohio.
They take in the geese. You know where the geese are? In the park, in the lake. And even walking off with their pets.
A lie he continued promoting online, as well with AI-generated photos. All while the Springfield City Hall was evacuated Thursday after a bomb threat was set to multiple city agencies and schools. The city's mayor told the Springfield News-Sun the threat included complaints about Haitian migrants.
And all of that could come up later today when Trump is expected to hold a press conference here at his California property. Now, there are just 53 days to go until Election Day, so it is crunch time on the campaign trail. Trump will head to Las Vegas for a rally tonight, and Kamala Harris will campaign in Pennsylvania. Caitlin Huey-Burns, CBS News, Palos Verdes, California.
Thank you for watching today's News 12 Now. Make sure to subscribe so you find out why Texoma turns to us. You can also follow us on Instagram and Facebook, where you'll see more social media exclusive content. Want more News 12 Now? Watch us live every weekday through the KXII app on your phone or TV and through our website.